lot of our shows, you can log into Instagram. And now, may I present you today's speaker. Now, before I go to talk about the speaker, let me tell you about a quote that's come in my mind all the time. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's actually the part of your success. Now, resonating with this, I will tell you a very small story. The story is all about a speaker that went through a failure at his early age when he was in 12th standard. Yes, he is a co-founder and the CEO of Amar Canvas, the co-founder and the chief editor of My Canvas Talk, the guest speaker of TEDx, who is a two-time speaker, Josh Talks, IITs, NITs, Dev Talks, and other esteemed institutions nationwide. The best part of the speaker, which is not known to any one of them, is that he is a documentary photographer. He is an award national. He's a national award winner of MTB and Nescafe Lab, and he is also one of the international award winner from India for Adobe Behance Coin. He has worked on a domain on a particular psychology wherein he also does astrophotography, and he has recently given his speech in NASA. Ladies and gentlemen, may I please welcome today's speaker on the topic Failure is the Source of Knowledge for an Entrepreneur, Mr. Rahul Bashar. Over to you, Mr. Rahul.
Thank you very, very much for this lovely introduction. I'm truly overwhelmed, like the welcome. So it's really an honor for me to, present on your talk show because I truly feel, connected with a lot of communities. Like, we are right now sitting at India and you are right now in Dubai. I remember asking you the first question about iPhone. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. But let's continue with the session. Yes, we are going to talk about more about failures because I have seen my throughout my journey. Like most of the people, when they come across with the success, they usually talk about their success. But I personally feel like that if I cannot consider the failures, then it is very much difficult for the people who are supposed to run through the journey. Then knowing about the things that why failures creates a very important role, and more importantly how to deal with the failures, because a lot of people say failures create a big role in your life, but how, that is the question. So hopefully today we are going to talk about this everything.
Okay, so you want me to
Yeah.
ask questions? Are you're going to present yourself about this, about
Oh,
your
sure,
journey?
sure thing, sure thing. So I have started, my journey as an artist. I was basically a documentary photographer, and back while I was doing my engineering, I'm a computer engineer as well. So while doing my study at that time, what happened is when I talk to certain people, like I want to be an artist. Most of the people ask me a very random question, that is how you are going to earn the money. You want to become an artist, that is fine, that is completely fine, but how are you going to earn the money? So that was the question that running over my mind. Then I completed my graduation, then I joined for my masters of engineering study. At that time a thought came on my mind, like, okay, I don't want to I don't want to continue my engineering. I want to pursue my journey as a masters of fine art. So I talked with my father, and my father said, okay, let's do it. So I was supposed to take admission at Royal College of British for my MFA study. But back then I was super confused because that time I had job opportunities from different companies, but I'm doing is like I'm completely ignoring my engineering field. So whenever this struggle comes over my mind, what I do is straightforward, I travel. Okay, I travel. So I'm a traveler. Like I travel almost every year. And the most important part is I'm a solo traveler. And when I travel, I do not bring my laptops, mobile phones. Mobile phone is okay, but not completely usable over there. So I remember I was at that time I was in Hong Kong. So there is a very popular film festival like Hong Kong International Film Festival. So while I was there and talking to a lot of people, not to mention with the girls as well. So when I was talking to them, the fundamental question when I asked to them, like, what do you feel, when you call yourself an artist? So they said it with very much confident, okay? They said it with very much super duper confident. But back, coming back to my own, social, I do not feel like that, I have that much of confidence. So I started doing the study, like, why these all things happen in our particular zone of Asia. So that time we came across with the decision like the people who were selling the art and the people who are purchasing the art, there is a big gap in between them. Suppose a product is sold by an artist rupees by 100, and that product is getting sold by 10,000, 5,000 rupees in various international markets. So that is the where people are started losing their confidence. So we came across with the idea like we will create an opportunity, an online market for the people who can sell that product directly with 100% profit. So that was very a key point. Now, if I have come across so far like a little bit about my journey. Now I'm going to tell you like how and why it started when I was completely depressed. Yes, there was a time when I was like fully depressed. I was even gone through a clinical depression thing like under a psychiatrist, because I failed one of my very key important study like when it happened in 12. So when I failed, it felt like that my world is stopped. I have nothing to do. I have nowhere to go. Nobody is going to give me wow, and nothing is gonna happen. Nobody even going to take me admission for like the colleges. So while these all things were happening, I somehow told myself, see, we cannot deal with the past. Okay, we cannot make it a change. We cannot even do a lot of stuff in our um, is it okay right now, right? Yeah. So we cannot even deal with our future. Like that is not also completely in our hand. But what is right now, which is in our hand, that is present. That is, I'm right now talking to you. It's all in my hand, right? But what might happen after 5 minutes, or what might not. I mean, what might happen before 5 minutes? That is not in my control. So I started focusing on my present, and then I come across with some of idea that I can, pursue that engineering different ways, like via polytechnic. And you won't believe the colleges that I, wanted to, go admit, and admission lena chahta tha, and somehow I ended up become like the guest speaker of every colleges. See, that is the thing. If you can, somehow believe on yourself, like when the entire world is, going down, and you feel like that there is nothing else to do, at that time you just have to remind yourself that boom, like why that thing happened at the start day, at the first day, like why you started the journey. Even when I become an entrepreneur, the best part that happened with me, like I failed at such an early age of my life. So right now it's very easy for me to deal with the failure stuff, because I know it's just a phase which we call temporary. Okay, that is the question. I mean, that is the thing. So Faisal, I put to you.
Okay. Well, I can resonate myself, and I'll be open to everyone over here who have seen me on the screen today. Is that even I have been to this phase of failure. It was in my first PU. So my question to you right now, when it comes to this, when it comes to this line now, I'm pretty sure that you have gone through a tremendous trauma when you
Correct.
when you came to know that you failed. How did you react, and who was your support system, and how did you control your mindset, and how did you come across to this entrepreneurship at that point of time?
Okay. So I will start from the end. That I never actually planned to become an entrepreneur. It quite happened very accidentally. You know, in entrepreneurship, we mostly call ourselves like a scientist in the field of business, because we are here to make experiment with our business model, like whether it is going to run or not. So I was pretty much confident enough to step into this factor. But again, if I have to say who supported me at the very beginning of my journey when I failed, it was mostly my father. I'm very much fortunate, like he come across and said to me, it's okay. He said to me that particular line which I just said to you, like it's all right, that you have done something and it happened, and right now you just have to move on. So if anybody who is watching right now and they are having a child, it is my humble request to everybody, like things are very much temporary in our life. Even we are not sure, like we both are like alive after 20 days or not. right? This is the fact. So things are super temporary. So please be humble to your child, and not only to your child but also to yourself. Because sometimes na hum apne aap ko कोसते हैं, like, these all things never happen, these all things should happen like this way, but we are not able to focus over here. So again, I think I have talked about my support system, but right now I'm going to say how to deal with it. That is the most, and fundamental thing. Because when these all things happen, what is exactly happen with our subconscious mind is like it continuously tells us like, dude, you have done, you are right now, there is nothing else you can do. So at that time you have to go against yourself, which is the toughest thing to do. And why it is toughest? Because sometimes you can feel like that you can conquer the world, but conquering your own self is something like, if I think about from Buddhism way, then it will take your entire life. But the beautiful part is I took a hack. That is, again, I started calling myself that you are not a failure, you just bumped at a certain point of life. Now what you have to do is like you have to think your surroundings in a different way. And if you look upon any entrepreneur's journey, they will never tell you like they succeed. What they will say is like they survived. Are you getting my point? This is a very beautiful quotation. You have to always keep this on our mind. The people who actually success, they actually survived, and various tremendous situation over the life. And talking about failures, okay, that was my highlighted failure, but there are a lot of other failures as well. Okay, so when you are doing entrepreneurship journey, you have come up with five ideas, five possible ways of marketing, but somehow three did not work. So in any case, you have failed in three, but that is not the case, right? I call myself as a scientist in the field of business, and I think every entrepreneur should call themselves like that way. Because when a scientist do a research, most of their research goes into the vein, but it doesn't matter कि वो कभी successful नहीं होगा. So that is the beauty. That is the beauty, I think.
Well, absolutely. Thank you very much for that crisp and very clear and your innovative answer, Rahul. My very next question to you is: I'm pretty sure when you started your entrepreneurship, you must have gone to a lot of criticism. Uh, any ideas or any tips on how to deal these criticisms in a very positive?
Yeah. I think when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I started with my friend. We are still, working in the same way. Like, we are the co-founders of the two companies as well. Talking about criticism, I think the people who tells you like, you have to impress the society, I think they are the people who are not, unable to impress. I mean, they are not able to impress anyone. They just, I mean, this is a very, agar aap isko, if you think it very deeply, then you will find out the meaning. The people who are telling you that you have to impress the society, those are the particular people who will never get the opportunity or the courage to impress anybody. Okay, so having those people around you means, trust me, you are a celebrity. When people, I take it like that way. When people start sending me shitty messages, shitty things, shitty talks, I take it, oh my god, I have become a closer to Shahrukh Khan. That is how deal it. Like, think about it. That's when you are doing. That is the most important fundamental question. When you are doing, at that time there will be noise. Okay, if I talk about any support system like photography, videography, soundgraphy, you will find out there is always noise, there is always buzz. Okay, ignore that. And ignoring, dekho, it will definitely affect on your mental health. We are not god, right? That we choose, we set a mindset up and it will work. No, it doesn't work like that way. Definitely there will be a someday, there will be some people's words which will hurt you. Okay, but again, it's okay to feel bad, but please don't push yourself. When you are feeling bad, let it feel. Okay, give yourself a time, like give yourself a day, then come back and tell bhaan mein jao. Okay, so that is the feeling, that is the spirit that you should always carry with yourself.
Well, thank you very much. I think I have considered myself as a celebrity when so many of my, I mean, I would say my competitors. I wouldn't personally take anyone's name in commas, but I learn a lot from criticism, and I say, okay, fine. I know why I get criticized is because I know that someone is scared of me over there in the market. Okay,
All right.
now going to your next question is this idea of uh, getting art online. How
Mhm.
did it emerge in your mindset? I mean, how did you come across to this?
Because I think our entrepreneurship model, or I believe every entrepreneurship model should, come or like born from a sense of necessity. Like you are missing some points in your life or in the society or any dramatical field of your life, and you want to make it a change over there. So being an artist myself, I always felt like that. Some of my friends, okay, suppose some of my friends are very good artists or painter at their college days, but after finishing their college journey, what happened is like they joined a very big MNC for their financial condition, and they end up losing the idea even like how to hold a paintbrush. Okay, so I personally feel like when we are losing an artist, this is a loss for the entire heritage of the world or anything. Okay, so I wanted to make them independent. My first motto was like I want to make every artist like they should feel like that they can be entrepreneur as well. Okay, they can be independent. My question was like if you are going to join a big company, you probably earning in Indian rupees 30,000 or 40,000 a month. But if you are able to sell 6,000 product 5 times, then you can also carry your painting and also like a journey as a painter, and also you end up with holding your hobby. So that is the very important thing. And I have also read somewhere in the psychology like if we are not doing what we love, then the rate of depression is actually growing. Like you started the conversation, like the empowerment talk is doing very great, like they have included that term depression and mental breakdown. Because even if you right now look at who's um, statistic, you will find out 263 million people right now in this world under depression from every ages. Okay, so that is I don't know why people don't talk about it. I really don't know. But I have did some of the really amazing thing apart from my entrepreneurship journey as well. We all love Chester Bennington, right? The Linkin Park guys. Is there anyone who is watching is a fan of Chester Bennington? Drop a boom in the comment section. Okay. So recently when Chester Bennington's death anniversary came, so I feel like that I should do something rather than posting it on hashtag with a hashtag or like something like that. What I did was I introduced a free toll-free number on my website rahulbashak.com. When people feel like they are feeling suicidal tendency or something like that, they can just hit a button and my team will be there to support them free of cost. Okay, that is currently available in India only. But again, if it is like working, then we will be like doing something as well in the coming future as well. So yes, so we feel it like that way. Even you won't believe what we are doing. It's like we also whatever we are doing in our life, we are happening because of the environment, right? So in any way we have to take care of the environment as well. So for our My Canvas talk, for every 1,000 views on our YouTube channel, we are planting one tree. And in 6 to 7 months, we have crossed 1 lakh views and we have already planted 100 trees. Okay. So that is the best thing. I mean, that is the beautiful thing about being an entrepreneur. Like you can do anything you want. So, yes.
Well, it's amazing that I would say even I had the visions of doing this helpline number. It's one of the kind of a servant leadership, I would say. Uh, Thank you very much, Rahul, for doing this. Uh,
Real
going
pleasure.
for my next question to you is all about change management. Now, lot of us, even who's watching on live right now, YouTube, we are working for MNCs and the corporates and everything that what we are doing is to survive. As you said, it's all about survival to become successful. Do you have any tips and anything regarding change management? How does that affect you coming out from the MNCs to an entrepreneur, to an entrepreneur? Do you have any tips and tricks on how to deal with that change management? Because the question, what we see is if we are very comfortable with one process work, if you're good at doing something good, we don't want to change, right? But what we are looking at the pace of this pandemic is all about change management, and a couple of us have to resonate with it. And but going in future, we have to even work on this change management. So how do you think in the future generation a change management would impact, and do you have any guidance on it?
Sure thing. See, first I will start it from the beginning. I have seen people doing a very, I said like, very wrong way of thinking. That is, they feel like that the people who are doing job is somehow keeping in the second base, and the people who are doing, their business in the first base. This is completely, very wrong idea. Because when I started my, journey as an entrepreneur, I have understood that I am nothing without the people who is working with me. Trust me, this is the main important thing. So whenever I get the opportunity to talk about job or like business, I try to tell them, please focus on your dream. See, sometimes I receive emails like, my job is not happening, so should I go for entrepreneurship? I mean, dude, are you kidding? It's just like, you want to do painting and you want to shift to the photography at the very starting of the day. So this is nothing about job and entrepreneurship. It's more about your choice, your passion, your hobby. So when you were like suppose if I look at my childhood, I wanted to become a scientist and I wanted to create a telecommunication between suppose Pluto and Earth. Who cares? Okay, so so that things require your job environment, right, rather than entrepreneurship environment. So yes, this is again talking about MNC and talking about entrepreneurship. This is completely their own choice, but please do not take choice without experiment. Okay, you please allow yourself to experiment with everything. Okay, when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I told myself, if anything is not happening, I will work at KFC. Chill.
Well, that's a good
Not
thing to treat yourself at the end of the day for the task complete.
exactly. And at the end of the day, I'm an engineer also. Like, koi na koi to job de hi dega. So, so chill. So even if you're failing, it doesn't matter. If you look at the bigger perspective, um, Wenzel, let me tell you something. I remember, as an astrophotographer, when I took the picture of our first Milky Way, I mean our Milky Way. Okay, so when I clicked that picture, I felt like that. Oh my God, how small is I am? How small is I am in the whole? I cannot mention the word here. Universe. Okay, so so if you just look at the entire scenario, you will feel like that your emotions, these all things is super prioritized to you. I get that. Okay, you have to take care of it, but again, please don't make it your universe. Your universe is something completely different, dude. Just look at the sky, you will feel like that how small you are. So that is the thing, so try to keep continue telling yourself whenever you are going through a very much big trouble. Okay, see, as an entrepreneur, one thing you will it will happen with you will have lots of breakups in your life. Okay, so whenever the breakups will happening, you feel like that there is two options: you can act cool or you can be the devdas. Okay, so somehow you have to act cool. Okay, so be that guy. So I think, and talking about the for the future generation, first thing that I will say, most of the people right now is not educating themselves. They are just trying to jump into the market. They are just trying to jump for the job. Even sometimes I receive, even just few days back, Wenzel, you won't believe, some few days back a guy asked me for a job from in LinkedIn having a flower picture in their profile picture. Now, what should I say? Just kill me, boss. Just le lo, mera hi job le lo tum. I don't know, need even my job. Take my job as well. So please educate yourself. It doesn't matter if you want to be a blogger, if you want to be an uh, no, he doesn't want to sell flowers. So he wanted a position for growth hacking. So yes. So again, coming back to the point, you have to educate yourself. Even if you want to be a blogger, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a coder or anyone in this industry, nothing comes with like super like that easy way. Like, YouTube watching and all that stuff is cool for your initial journey, but you have to go through a proper set of way of learning. Okay, so please educate yourself and try to focus more into the online things. Okay, because even for this pandemic, it's happening over online, as you can see. But yes, try to learn and focus more into the online fundamental things.
Well, amazing. Thank you for all the tips, and I agree with one of the profile pics that you mentioned about LinkedIn. I've come across through someone even standing in front of the restaurant and clicking the photos and asking for a job, who's like a lot experienced than me. Okay, so not let's not talk more about it, but this question is based on your entrepreneurship. What is that mistake? What is that mistake you wish you could have avoided? This is something
Yeah.
for an entrepreneurs that you would give, and how do you deal with it in the future?
Okay, sure thing. Uh, as an entrepreneur, I think I create or make mistakes every day. So that is not a big deal. And if I just have to pick out like what were the big mistakes from those, chunk of mistakes, I will say when I started, I rushed. Okay. I rushed so much. Like, I have to do all the things by today. I started forcing the people who are working with me, okay, you have to submit the project by today only. I cannot wait. Okay. I was super inexperienced. I had no experience in the field of business. Like obviously my father had a business but not as an entrepreneur. I will also tell you like what is the difference between entrepreneurship and a traditional business. That's for the next. But I wish I think what I have learned in the future is like, it's they are not you. Okay. You might be working 24 hours a day. Okay. That is possible by you only. But again, you cannot force that thing to the people who are working with you. You have to take care of the mental health of the people who are working with you, because at the end of the day, suppose like ABC is working with me, that means his mental health is related to me, right? उसका भी ब्रेकअप हुआ है तो उसका घाटा मुझे भी लगा है, दर्द मुझे भी आया है. So that is the thing, please keep that thing on your mind as well. Okay, so yes.
Thank you very much for that. I would say positive thoughts that you always put across in all the questions that you have answered.
Mhm.
Okay, very simple question again. It's how can I be a good leader? How can I be a very good leader?
Two things that I believe. One is like you have to be a time machine. Like you have to, you have the power to see the future. At least you have to guess it. Okay. Like, when these all things are happening, like pandemic started. Okay. I remember I was in a ship of a Italy. Okay. When I was entering the Indian people, I think Indian government checked my coronavirus for 3 times. Okay. In each and every airport, in each and every ports and everywhere. So when I faced these all things, I got one understanding that is very much clear. That is, you have to remember, you have to tell yourself, oh my god, this can become a change. So some way you might have to change your traditional way of thinking. Okay. Suppose you don't like, suppose before this pandemic, I never liked this video conferencing thing, because I don't feel like that we are in touch. Okay. But see, in the 6 months after doing this, I feel this is normal. वहाँ पे बैठ के, I mean, sitting over there is super important. I mean, difficult right now. So leadership skill is always first depends on how much you are capable of looking at the future. And again, this thing comes with experiment. If you are starting, even right now, I also do like thousands of mistakes. But again, among the 1,000, you just have to be right for one time. Okay, that is the beauty of success. You just have to be right for one single time, then the entire course of your life will be changed. Okay. And another very important thing is when you are going to call yourself leader, okay, please remember you are leader because of the people who are working with you. Okay. You are leader because of someone at the very beginning of the day, when the domain name was not even under your name, somebody trusted you. Okay. Please be as humble as possible. Please be a very gentle person. Please be someone who is appreciated, like, thank you very much, and can say, please welcome, like that way. You have to be humble enough to, if you want to be a leader. If you are becoming like arrogant, oh my God, I'm a CEO, world finish. Within 2 years, you are finished. So cross that boundary. Please consider yourself a human, even if you're doing like anything. Please always remember like there is someone who is doing much better than you. Even like someone is like in the Mars right now. No, not Mars, moon right now probably. So chill.
Amazing. What I like about you is, as you said, just chill. And that word just made me smile again and again with all your
Yeah, I'm also smiling. I hope everybody's smiling as well, right?
yeah, behind the camera for sure. Okay, very think when you started your entrepreneurships, I'm pretty sure you must have gone through a lot of challenges,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to uh, advertisements and marketing. So, how did you approach the right person or the right audience? Because right now, currently in a present situation, it's all about digital world. So I'm pretty sure in the last 2 years it did start, but did you have any ideas or did you learn and you got out through it, or were you already certified, or you had any basics about this?
Okay. So when I started entrepreneurship journey, Benzel, what happened is like I was not sure about most of the things, like marketing. I had no idea. I had no idea even how to dress up properly for a place. Like I was like kind of hippie kind of person before. So I like with this much of bracelet, this much of earrings, I used to just walk around the office. So that was really difficult. So I think I gave myself gave my time in the process of learning, and that is the best quality an entrepreneur should have. Okay, even there might be a time like I remember. Okay, suppose Ted called me. Okay, Ted called me and said, "Not dude, Mr. Rahul, you are coming." so, so that really gave you can give you a feeling. Okay, my God, I have done. Now I should stop learning. Okay, now I should give lecture. Okay, this can be a feeling that can cause you a trouble, because even if I talk about digital marketing, it is changing daily basis. Okay, the people who are watching it closely, they know like every hacks, like why it's happening. So what I did is, like, in the pandemic of time, even the people who are working with me, I gave them an option. Okay, you have to complete 5 courses, then you have to come back after pandemic, otherwise you are rejected. Even I am not coming with the 5 courses, then please reject me from the company as well. Okay, so and that 5 courses should not be something completely business related as well. I'm also telling them, if you have any hobbies that you wanted to cover, do it right now, this is the time. Okay, so focus on learning. Yes, I learned marketing, I learned editing, I learned video editing, I learned everything. And that is what you know makes you feel good, because sometimes what happens when you have the capability, like you can learn, or you can process, or you can create a brand out of yourself, then it doesn't matter. Suppose I'm wearing this Adidas, right? Even if it was a like duplicate Adidas, you guys will feel like that this is the original one. Why? Because it's me. Yes, that is the course. Even if you're learning after like video editing and all that stuff, you will end up doing the best, because you do always the best. Keep this thing on your mind. Okay, good luck.
Thank you very much. I must say that I must admit here as well, I have learned video editing and designing flyers only when this pandemic started. And I'm really proud that you just
And
said
then
if you're, yeah.
please remind me next time whenever I have the videos I have to send you for the editing.
I would I would definitely love to help you. And
uh, Yash will
I,
kill me. Yash is watching this probably. Yash will kill me, like So yeah.
okay, I would request if any one of us have any questions to please put it across, or you can raise your hands. I will unmute you. A last question from my side. If you had one piece of advice to someone just starting out, what would that be?
Please be comfortable with failure, because if you are not comfortable with failure, then there is no any point. You will get disappointed very early stage of your life. Okay, everything will fall into the place. Everything, trust me, if you are constant. Okay, if you are not constant, then nothing is going to happen. Nothing. Even in your personal life, in your professional life, nowhere it's going to happen. You have to be constant. And please remember one thing: why. The why you started. Okay, because if I call back to my old days, I feel like that there are a lot of people who said no. All right, but some way I trusted my gut. Okay, I said yes to it. Okay, so please never ever forget this, like the why. Even if required, try to make a video. This is what I do. Trust me. Whenever I'm going to start a project, this is a top secret. Okay, top secret. Even if it's on YouTube live public, but still not top secret. Keep that thing. So, what I do, suppose today I'm going to start a new company. Suppose, okay, I create a selfie video and I talk to myself, Rahul, this is the reason that you have created this company. This might be the possibilities. This might be the things which can get you beep, beep, beep. I cannot use that languages, right? So, so that is the thing that can, also go wrong. So after 3 years, when your company is stuck, possibilities there, then, you are, doing damn with your investors. Watch that video. Okay. Keep that video with yourself and let the self talk to you. Like, bro, chill. This is what you started. And when you started, you used to have, normal rice. Now probably you are eating biryani. Who cares? You can always come back to normal rice, right? So chill.
Well, thank you very much for those amazing thoughts and amazing ideas. And
I hope you liked it.
oh, I really loved it, because
He used
every,
to 112 times. Yes, bro, I'm super chill. Again, this is 114 time.
well, that's amazing, because everything that you have just explained or you have answered, it has resonated with me all the time. Uh, Apart
you.
from the entrepreneurships, but about the failures and about how you come across and how you take that failure as an experiment for yourself and then coming up. So thank you very much, Rahul. Uh, okay, so do we have a question, anyone? If we have questions, okay, we have Stephen. So I'm going to unmute you, Stephen.